Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. Joseph "Joe Buck" Buchanan is a two-time champion jockey at Caymanas Park in Jamaica. Buchanan began his career at Caymanas Park in 1986 under the guidance of his apprentice master trainer Sidney Watson. The stylish left-hander would take just 2 years to win his first championship in 1988, with a second and final in 1990. Buchanan has often spoken about his admiration for Emilio "Bimbo" Rodriguez, and even copied the riding style of his illustrious fellow reinsman. He lists the low-class campaigner Pirate King as his favorite horse in his time at Caymanas Park, saying that whenever he was short of winners, he would seek the ride and get up on the gelding and get in the winner's enclosure. Buchanan joins us now to reflect on his career at Caymanas Park. Joe Buchanan, I haven't spoken to you in a very long time. How are you, sir?
Feeling good.
Tell us, you're in Maryland now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Maryland now.
Yeah,
I'm at Pimlico racetrack.
Okay, so tell us, Joe, what have you been doing with your life in recent years? Because I don't think you have ridden a horse in a race since about 2015 or so. Yeah, about 2014, 15, yeah. Right. So what have you been doing? What's your life like now at the moment?
Well, right now I just exercising horses for a couple of trainers, and then most of the time you can call it being assistant also.
Mm-hmm. Like assistant trainer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are you at Laurel Park as well? Because Laurel Park is in Maryland, isn't it?
Yeah, right now the races are running at Laurel.
Yes.
But I'm stable at Pimlico.
All right, well, Joe, many people would reflect on your career in Caymanas Park horse racing, because since you migrated, you rode a lot at Suffolk Downs in Boston, Massachusetts, and so on. But from a Caribbean perspective or a Jamaican perspective, people remember you riding at Caymanas Park. When you reflect on those years, is there a smile on your face? Are you happy with your career in Jamaica?
Surely.
What was exciting about Jamaican horse racing for you, apart from the fact that you were a champion rider twice?
Jamaican racing is totally different. The crowd are totally different from a lot of different countries. A lot of different racetrack where I ride or even visit.
Yes. We had Trevor... yeah, go ahead.
Jamaican crowd, they break you and bill you.
They're special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, last week we had Trevor Slicer Simpson on this show. He was one of your biggest rivals at the time when you were riding here. I understand that you heard that interview.
I listened a little bit of it, but I wasn't keenly listening to everything.
Yeah, but was there anything about the interview that triggered your desire to be on this show?
Not really.
Joe Buck, talk to me about Emilio Rodriguez, because we share the same sentiment here. Emilio is my favorite rider all time. What was it about the ex-champion jockey that made you admire his riding style and wanted to pattern your own style of Emilio Rodriguez?
Well, growing up with Sidney Watson, he used to ride a lot of horses from Mr. Watson, Melvin Park.
Yes.
And I always like how he punches his ass. And being as a kid, riding, he always come, when he see me, he always say, come here, big head.
Big head?
You're doing some, yeah. He always say, come here. Cross the ring properly. Do this, do that. And so I always admire him for that.
Yeah, well, Sidney Watson gave Emilio his first Derby win, didn't he? Tudor went back in 1975. So we understand the connection in the connection there. But what do you remember most, though, Joe, about the riveting battles that you had with Trevor Simpson for the Jockeys Championship?
Well, really, me and Trevor really in no battle for the championship. My rival was Trevor was just one of my classmates.
Classmates?
One of my, my apprentice. Both of us graduated at the same time, so was 4 of us used to hang on. Me, Donovan Clark, Trevor Simpson, and Roderick DeCosta.
Yeah, who's now in Canada.
Yeah. But those were no right. What I really call rivals was like Andrew Ramjeet. Andrew Ramjeet used to make me have to wake up early to go to work.
Yes.
And then Hubert Bartley have to make me have to train harder.
Yeah.
Because Hubert is a guy like this. He gets best out of you.
Yeah.
Andrew Ramjeet is a total different one. He has some skills that if you are not up to the time, he gets rid of you easy.
Yeah, George. So Joe Buck is here on the show suggesting that it was more Ramjeet and Bartley that offered him the sort of competition. And not so much Trevor Simpson.
And of course he's right. He's right because he said it. But he's right if you look at the evidence. Because I remember one year in particular when Joe Buchanan and Andrew Ramjeet created history. I think it was the first time in the history of Caymanas Park Racing that 2 jockeys going for the title had ridden over 100 wins in the season because they were going. You remember that? You remember that season, Joe?
Both of us win over 150 races that year.
150.
Yeah, well over 100, I remember.
Yeah.
And Ramjeet was the man who would give Joe Buck most trouble, and he would give Ramjeet the most trouble. So yes, Lance, he's correct. That Ramjeet was the man who they fought tooth and nail for everything, fighting for every winner like crumbs at Caymanas Park. Joe, you said that Ramjeet has some tricks. Give us some insight on what kind of tricks you're talking about.
Okay, he'll make a space for you. And if you hesitate to go in, and you go in, you just and close it very. It's not gonna hurt you.
Yes.
Just intimidate you.
Yes.
And then you have this style in the street. It will drift you from post 1 to post even 11.
Yes.
But in today's racing, though, the stewards will take action against you with that, though, Joe Buck.
Yes. Sometimes they used to take, but sometimes if you as a rider can explain yourself. Because all right. You can have a drifting with your right hand stick, but you're using your left hand and pushing him over.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a part of the skill.
Yes.
And Andrew was good at that.
He was genius at that.
Yeah. Joe, one of the things I noticed over your career, you had many jockeys who, when they were leading, they were riding a sprinter leading, they would go through what they call nowadays the diamond plats, the change of whole left, right, the flashing of the reins and everything. I never saw you do that. You just always kept it simple. Why didn't you put more style and flair into how you rode, or you were just about effectiveness, not about looking pretty?
Looking pretty, don't go to the bank.
Yeah.
And most times, sometimes you try to change the whole and you get your ass off his stride.
Yes. Yes. I always thought, Joe, that you were at your best with a strong run-on horse, a horse who did its best work off the pace. And you know you had some jockeys, you see them on the horses who love the leader, and you say, this horse has a good chance. Ramjeet, very good on a leader. Percy Williams, very good on a leader. Carl Brown. But I always felt that, boy, Joe Buck on a horse that has a strong late kick, this horse has a big chance because of how Joe rides. Would you agree that you like the run-on horses better than the speed horses, or it didn't matter to you? Talk to me.
It didn't matter, you know, but I really love art coming from behind, because I can judge the pace more and look at the leaders and see who riding and who not doing anything. So I was an aggressive rider, so yeah. I would like to get at my horse when
You know, Joe, these days at the track, yeah, you know Shane Ellis quite well. Shane Ellis is that man, when Shane is in the full drive up the straight and he switches to the left-hand stick, you know that he really, really means business. It's the same thing with you. I've always wanted to ask you, is it that you were stronger with driving the whip with your left hand than the right? Why was it all the time Joe Buck turned up the straight, put it in the left hand, race finished, race settled? Tell me about the effectiveness of the whip in your left hand in the drive, Joe.
Okay, when I started riding, I met a guy, his name was Pato, a Rasta guy. He used to own us in Canada, Belmont, Apodaca, everywhere. So he introduced me to Angel Cardero. Angel Cardero used to send clips to him in Jamaica, and he would give it to me. Then before race, like on a Tuesday and a Friday, he would call Angel and say, the guy, Joseph is on 5 ride, and I would explain him the distance I'm going, how the horse run. Because I was a rider like this. I used to buy my race farm and read it properly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And see how the horse is run. He always used to teach me, Angel always teach me that if you look overall, the riders over the world, 99% of riders is use right hand.
Yes.
And the same, all right. When you use your right hand, and the horse is right rump, he used to that lick so much that sometimes it's not effective.
Yes, you're getting nothing out of him when you do that.
Yes.
Nothing, yeah, but when you put it in the left, it's like it's a new spot you're gonna hit, you know.
Yes.
You're gonna respond more.
Yes.
And when I used to get the result, because I'm not really a left-hander, I'm a right-hander.
Yes. Yes. You know, Lance, I remember there was one race. I was trying to find the recording of it. I had a recording, but I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. It was Buchanan and Ramjeet dancing Wolf against Monarch. I think we were going 9 and 25.
Oh, that is Wolf and Monarch. Oh.
You remember that race? You and Ramjeet hook up from about half mile.
Half mile, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and you know the story would end. They would turn for home and Joe would go to the left-hand stick and race with the settled. Joe, some of the best horses you've ridden at Caymanas Park. Talk to us about those, the man.
Yeah.
Well, I get my fair share of good horses. Like Distinctive, Bingo, Monday Morning, to say Heroes, and a couple of. What really give us, when I really started riding them, give me the strength, you know. Because when we graduated, it's like the shows in our ansness, you know.
Yes.
Because you'd have riders like Emilio Rodriguez.
Yes.
Winston Griffith, Hubert Bartley, Andrew Ramjeet, Neville Anderson, Michael Redwood, Carl Brown, Kennedy Pownall, the Gillespie brothers.
Competition hot.
Hot. Catch up. You got Michael McFarlane, you got General Jones. And at the same time, you got some apprentices.
Yes.
Like Winston Temple, Dave Jackson, P. Williamson, Talbert Howell.
Yes.
You know, my batch was like D. Clark, Trevor Simpson, and DaCosta, and Alfonso Henry.
Yes,
so
Teddy DaCosta, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So
it was.
Joe Buck, you remember the first copy of the? You remember you remember the race book that they published, Joe, at the end of the year, the year in review.
Yes.
That race book.
A thick book.
The thick book, right? The annual. So you look back at the whole year, the classics and the big races and everything. The first copy, Lance, of that book I have at home was the 1988 year in review. That's the year, Joe's first championship.
Yes.
And the picture on the cover, Joe, I don't know if you remember, the picture on the cover of that book is you riding a 2-year-old called Madame Pam.
Madame Pam, that's Michael Silvera.
Mikey Silvera's horse. Madame Pam and Joe on the front of that. I'll never forget that one.
Yeah.
So that's the first one, well, my most treasured racing yearbook.
Yeah,
Joe Buck on the cover.
Because it was the first. You mentioned Winston Thompson just now, Joe Buck. I know he had ridden at Suffolk Downs in East Boston, Massachusetts for a long time. Probably while you were there as well. He won over 3,000 races in the USA. How good is he? Because clearly he improved a lot after he left Jamaica.
He's my apprentice brother.
Yeah.
It's Sidney Watson apprentice Winston.
Yeah.
Me and Winston, I supposed to ride before Winston.
Yes.
But because Winston was getting heavy, Mr. Watson says, you know what?
Fast track him
you don't weigh half pound, so you what? You go to your school, take your school serious, and then I go make Winston ride.
Yeah.
And Winston, that's Winston ride before me, because Winston, we used to have like you stable put like grooms. They assign you to a groom.
Yes.
I was assigned to a groom near Lassell. He was assigned to a girl named Basha.
Yes.
Winston used to get off General Q to exercise. And he used to come, when I reached up the 5 street, he used to give me General Q to work instead of me put him on my ass, get that? Because he couldn't control General Q.
Yes.
Even though he was reputed to be a very strong rider, because he was. Anyway, Joe Buck, we've got to leave it there. Really great connecting with you after such a long time. And we'll be in touch, because I know you still keep in touch and monitor what's happening at Caymanas Park, because it was your first love. But thanks, Joe. We'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, Joe. Don't go ahead. Lance left. I wanted to ask one last thing, Joe.
Yeah.
You mentioned Distinctive Bingo. That's a horse, Joe, that won before his retirement 9 consecutive trophy races. Each one of those 9 races with 133 pounds. Would you say that he was one of, if not the best sprinter you would have seen at Caymanas Park, Distinctive Bingo?
The best sprinter I ever seen.
There you go.
And part of it, I used to weigh 101 pounds and riding 133 pounds.
So you carry 32 pounds of lead?
Yeah.
There you go.
I lose that ride, you know. Alvin Besias, I used to exercise for Billy Williams also. And they say I was like, 2 days suspension, and Mr. Williams said, Joe, I'm going to start this off before you come back. Who should I have? I said, Alvin exercising too.
Yeah. Alvin Besacer. Yeah, we remember him well, and he was a lot heavier than you were, so it connected. Yeah. All right,
118, 117.
yeah, I knew. Yeah. All right, Joe, we've got to leave it there. We'll be in touch. Thanks for talking to us.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Back with more on the SportsMax Zone after this.
Keep watching SportsMax on YouTube for live and exciting sports. Subscribe to SportsMax on cable and download the SportsMax app to watch anytime, anywhere.